Hello everyone, welcome back again to my channel, Yam Heam Educamix TV 25. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much. So now we're going to tackle about the colonial era. We will know the reasons in search of new lands or bakit nagkaroon ba ng pananakop noong unang panahon. In 15th and 16th centuries, worldwide exploration and expansion that resulted from the desire to gain new lands, power, and wealth. So, the Spaniards came to the Philippines in Asia because of these three reasons: God, gold, and glory. The most important items of trade from the East and very much in demand in Europe were spices, such as pepper, ginger, nutmeg, onions, and garlic. So to control the spice trade, it would be the richest nation in the world. And owing to the desire of the Europeans to enhance the taste of the food and preserve meat during winter time. The reasons of closing the former trade routes to the east, causing the monarchs and navigators of Europe to find new routes across the seas. First is the fall of Constantinople in 1453 and the emergence of the Ottoman Turks. The Portuguese were a few years ahead of the Spaniards in the discovery of new trade routes. Prince Henry the Navigator in 1394 to 1460 inspired the Portuguese navigator to sail down the African coast to reach the east. It was led in 1487 by Bartolome Diaz. He was a Portuguese rounded the Cape of Good Hope. A few years later, in 1498, Vasco da Gama reached the Calicut, India by sailing eastward from the Cape. After these remarkable voyages, Portugal and Spain became keen rivals in colonizing new lands because of gold, spices, and other merchandise found in the Orient, as well as the religious zeal to proselytize the natives. European adventurers made daring voyages and sought new lands and riches. So, great explorers were able to discover various routes for their expeditions, which marked the age of exploration in 1492 to 1682. Pope Alexander VI on May 3, 1493 attempted to settle the rivalry between Portugal and Spain. So, he issued a papal bull known as the Interquitera. The Pope decreed that the Spanish zone of exploration should be west of the imaginary line drawn north to south, 100 leagues west of the Azores and Cape Verde Islands. All land east of the demarcation line should belong to Portugal. The demarcation line was drawn to identify Spanish and Portuguese spheres of exploration and conquest. The following year, 1494, the two kingdoms agreed in the Treaty of Tordesillas to move the demarcation line 370 leagues, about 1,100 miles west of Cape Verde Islands, and still be guided by the provisions of the papal bull. The revised treaty allowed the Portugal to claim what is now Brazil, while Spain was given the rest of the Americas. In 1505, Ferdinand Magellan in 1480 to 1521, a member of the nobility of Portugal, sailed down with a fleet carrying the first Portuguese viceroy to the East Indies in 1506, and from there was sent to Malacca or Melaka in the Malay Peninsula and the spice markets of Pamon in 1510. So now let's know who is Magellan. Ferdinand Magellan is his name in Portuguese at malalaman natin later on kung bakit naglakbay si Magellan sa ngalan ng Espanya kahit isa siyang Portuguese. So mayroon din siyang pangalan sa Espanya. Ito yung Pernão de Magalhães. So he was born in Sabrosa, Portugal on February 3, 1480. So isa talaga siyang Portuguese. And 1505 to 1511, Magellan served for Portuguese kingdom. Ferdinand Magellan's family. His father was Pedro and his mother was Ida de Mesquita. Mayroon din siyang tatlong sisters, si Teresa, Ginebra, and Isabella, the eldest sister of Magellan. At the age of 12, he served Queen Isabella of Portugal. And at the age of 14, he entered maritime school in Portugal. And that time, Portugal only has the maritime school. In 1497, Portuguese is the leading kingdom. And they are able to establish empire. The Maritime School of Portugal was founded by King Henry. So he was the founder of Maritime School in Portugal. And India that time is the part of Portuguese Empire. And the governor of India was Alfonso de Albuquerque. And in 1505, Magellan assigned navigation in India. In 1509, Magellan sent by Albuquerque to Malacca to get necessary information. Kasi sabi nga nila that ang Malacca is nandun yung napakaraming spices. So in 1510, he was promoted to a captain. And Portuguese attacked Malacca. And in this year also that Magellan lost his commission after sailing a ship eastward without permission. And in 1511, it was the fall of Malacca. So nahulog sila sa kamay ng mga Portuguese. In 1513, Magellan was sent to Morocco where he fought in the Battle of Zamor. In the midst of the battle, he received a severe knee wound. In these wounds that left him lame for life. After taking leave without permission, he fell out of favor with Almeida and was also accused of trading illegally with the Moors. Despite of what happened, Magellan asked permission to King Emmanuel to have a project voyage going to the east, but the king refused and even cancelled his promotion, probably because of charges of financial irregularities while he was in Morocco. So Magellan became disgusted by the king's response. He renounced his Portuguese citizenship. So dahil doon na hindi siya pinagbigyan ng hari, ay tinalikuran niya ang kanyang pagiging Portuguese. He went to Spain in 1517, and his newfound home, Magellan met influential persons who helped him get support for his plan to find a new route to Spice Islands from King Charles I. So he was able to meet Diogo Barbosa, the father of his wife, Maria Caldera Beatriz Barbosa, and it so happened that it is close to King Charles I of Spain. Spurred by the competition to win against Portugal in obtaining high-priced spices, Spain commissioned Magellan to find a road to Moluccas by sailing west. Because in 1492, Spain have reached Caribbean through the Italian navigator. So, wala talagang mga navigator sa Spain, kaya gumagamit sila ng mga Italian navigator, kaya nakakalabas sila ng kanilang bansa. Whereas, ang Portugal naman is the only country that has navigational school. So, mas lamang talaga ang Portugal that time. Kaya sila yung naging leading empire during that time. Christopher Columbus. He was an Italian explorer and navigator who completed 4 voyages across the Atlantic Ocean, opening the way for European exploration. But he failed to convince the King of Portugal that he could reach the east by sailing westward, but was able to get the support of the Spanish crown. He was able to reach Puerto Rico in 1494. Amerigo Vespucci is Columbus' chronicler. The name America was coming from his name. Proposal of Magellan was approved by King Charles I, but during the time, the king have only 60 million dirabeles na kung saan hindi siya enough sa isang expedition. Kaya si Christopher de Haro, a businessman from Antwerp, Netherlands, negotiate with the King Charles I, and he provide 2 million dirabeles for the expedition. So nakalikom sila ng 62 million dirabeles for Magellan's expedition. So since si Magellan ay isa siyang Portuguese at ang mga kasamahan niya ay mga Kastila, nag-hire sila ng mga mercenaries. Ano ba itong mga mercenaries? Mercenaries are the people who are loyal to you when you pay them. So dito pa lang ay malaki na ang nagasto nila sa mga mercenaries. So nang malaman ni King Emmanuel na naging matagumpay si Magellan na kumbinsihin ang hari ng Espanya, he convinced Magellan to come back in Portugal. Kaya lang, si Magellan ay mayroon siyang prinsipyo kaya hindi siya bumalik sa Portugal sapagkat nakapag-sign na siya ng kontrata with Spain. So nang dahil dyan, nagalit si King Emmanuel and he want to eliminate Magellan and he sent assassin to Spain but he was not successful. Kaya natuloy pa rin ang Magellan's expedition. So, yan yung mga reasons kung bakit nagkaroon tayo ng pananakop dito sa Pilipinas. I hope mayroon na naman kayo natutunan dito sa ating Yam Heam Educamix TV 25. Thank you so much! So, I am your teacher May na nag-iiwan ng mga katagang. The capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill. The willingness to learn is a choice.